Your Honor, and whoever's listening to this, I want to show you what's going on here. The landlady is saying I don't pay my rent, my portion of the rent. And she's accusing me otherwise of having a smelly apartment, not keeping it that it doesn't smell, and hoarding things, not keeping it neat and clean. And I'm responding with this video and this explanation because it's very difficult for me to produce a written document. I can produce them, but it's very hard. And then it's hard even to produce this, but it's easier. This landlady and this management of this building, MS Properties Incorporated, has never fulfilled their part of the lease agreement that they have with me since I moved into this apartment. They violated it over and over and over again, and I did not. I wasn't because I didn't try to have my rights that I didn't respond, but it's because it's like a scam going on, that the landladies and the landlords and the system of the legal system is all in favor of them and gives them an advantage because they can cheat and steal and lie and hide behind the law and lie to you, and they can dishonor the court. And most of us who come there are either too poor or too working hard to engage in the legal issues. But the management is not qualified to manage this building, or they are using a scheme here to defraud the court. You should hold them in contempt of court. This is my refrigerator. It has only one shelf in it. It has only one shelf. The refrigerator is supposed to have 3 shelves, so that the 3 shelves, so that I can put the food in it and store it. And what happens is, I'm going to show you. I wish I could look into this and you'd see me talking, but I can't do that. Now here's something that I bought with food stamps, food to eat. In this refrigerator, either freezes the food. If I don't keep it high enough to freeze the food, then it spoils. It doesn't work right. The refrigerators have never worked right. So this is something I bought, and now I don't know if you can see it, but it's rotten now. It's rotting. I bought this with food stamp money, and I'm going to have to throw it away. I'll never get to eat it. And this was frozen kale. But things that are not my fault, but are absolutely due to the fault of the landlady not meeting her side of the lease, like giving me a refrigerator. Now, I've never had a refrigerator that had the shelves in it they're supposed to have. I've been asking for 5 years for them. Right now, when I go to the store because I'm poor, I have to go buy things the cheapest I can buy. Because I'm sick, because I can't eat right, because I can't cook right, not because of me, but because of the landlord, not professionally managing this building. Now, whether it's because she's taking the money she's supposed to spend to manage the building and using it for some other purpose, or if it's because she just doesn't know what she's doing and she thinks she does, or if it's because of things like this. Now, before I could come in here, Section 8 had to come and inspect this apartment. And I'm guessing this, I don't know for sure, but she must have come in a week before and got everything right, so it would look right and pass inspection. But then after it passed inspection within a couple of weeks, this is what happened. And it's still happening. Now, this is my sink. I'm supposed to wash my dishes in. This is a piece of plaster. It came down from the ceiling. There's more of it. You can see it. Should I put it in a bag and bring it into the courtroom? I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what to do. Here's more plaster in my sink. Here are my pots and pans. That plaster and sewage comes down from above into my sink. It's been doing that since the day I moved in here. The McWright people come to inspect the apartment, but they don't live here. So now, look at this ceiling. Look at the wall. I don't know if you can see it. I hope so. It's some kind of sewage coming up from above, coming down in the wall, and then coming into my food and my cooking area. There's the ceiling. Now, this happened for as many years as I've been here. This is always happening. Now, it's hard to explain the whole thing. Recently, within the last 5 months, she fixed this, made it look nice, and then the McWright people came in and passed it. It was okay. But then, a couple of weeks later, it started again, and within 2 months, it's like this again. Now, do you think I should use this sink? Do you think that this apartment is habitable? But I'm stuck because there's no place else I can go. I'm here. I'm in the wheelchair. I'm blind. I'm trying to recuperate from being sick. And the reason I was sick is because of the landlord not managing this building right and not meeting her sides of the lease. But the landlord has the advantage of having me leave, and then she takes another poor slob in here and does this to them. And she can keep doing it, and every time she does it, she collects a security deposit, and her daughter or whoever it is, O'Donnell or somebody, gets paid a real estate agent's fee for renting the apartment. The welfare paid it for me, I think. So when I leave, which she wants me to do, then she's going to keep that money, claiming that I ruined the apartment. And then she's going to get it again. So in 1 month, she'll half fix the apartment up, and then she'll get 3 months' rent. The rent and a month deposit and a month's rent for the real estate fee. So that's pretty good. If she can do that 3 times a month with 36 apartments, she can really scam society. Or am I wrong? Maybe I misunderstand what's going on. But she sued me for not paying my share of the rent. Now, before I went into the nursing home, which I went in last July, I was getting the full SSI, which was, I know it exactly, but I'm not professional. It's hard to do this. I don't have a script in front of me, but I was getting more money than I'm getting now. Because now I was in the nursing home for 7 months, and when you're in the nursing home, you don't get your regular SSI. They cut it back to $30 a month. And this whole system isn't operated to benefit me. It's operated to benefit you and the lawyers and all the people who work for Section 8 and my caseworker and all these people who get paid, but I don't get paid anything. I get paid, now I get $698 a month cash, and I get about $149 in food stamps, and I get help to pay the rent. Well, if I don't get the help to pay the rent, I'll have to be homeless because I can't afford $689. I can't afford a place to live anywhere in the New York metropolitan area. That's why you have so many homeless people. And the homeless programs don't help the homeless. They create a few jobs for a few people who can't get a job anywhere else. They run the homeless shelter. And nobody would hire most of those people because they're irresponsible, just like the landlady's irresponsible. Now, what does she do? She has a super here. And maybe he doesn't have to pay rent. That's why he lives here. I don't know if she pays him money, but I want to know. And the only way to find out what is really going on here is to have a lawsuit and demand that all these private records be shown publicly, and have you, Your Honor, look at them, or to have a jury look at them, to see what's she doing with the money she gets for the rents. For 5 years, she's given us no heat here in the winter. Now, she's collecting money to pay for the rent, the heat, but she's not paying for the heat. So every winter, I've got to run heaters and spend $100 a month on electricity during the winter for heat. But that's supposed to be included in my rent. So when I fill out all the forms, is heat included in your rent? Yeah, because if I say no, then I'll go to jail for lying, even though she will never go to jail for lying, because she doesn't have to sign anything or swear that she's giving me heat or not giving me heat. I don't know if she even signs the lease. They are able to set a corporation up between themselves and the rest of us who they're scamming, whether they're doing it intentionally or nefariously, or whether they're just doing it out of their own stupidity or lack of intelligence. I don't know, and I'm not accusing. I just know that I can't pay the $200 to her because now I don't have it. When I pay for all the other bills I have to pay for, which I have to pay for all of them because she doesn't manage this building properly. So I have to pay lots of money for things I wouldn't have to pay for if she would simply do what the lease says she's supposed to do. But I'm stuck here. I can't go anywhere else. Simply, I need this apartment. I need the Section 8 people to make sure that what I need is here for me so I can enjoy the apartment and not worry about things that don't matter. Now, this is the bathroom. Now, right now, this hasn't started to leak yet. But for 5 years, every time it's going to be the inspection, the super comes in and fixes everything up just so it looks nice on the outside, but it's rotten underneath, so that the McCrite will say it's okay. And then they'll make a big issue about me hoarding things, which is not true. I'm not hoarding things. If I were not poor, I would be called a collector. But because I'm poor, and she wants to get rid of me so she can put another person in here and collect another 3 months' rent. When she evicts people from here, she doesn't give them that money back. She keeps it. And they have to go to court to get the money back, which maybe they would, but they're either poor like me and ignorant like me, and they don't even know any difference, and it doesn't matter because they're just going to go to the welfare, and the welfare will pay it again. But it's not right. It's wrong. So I have a lot of things in my apartment. Do you have a lot of things that you own? Or do you throw everything out? I have things I've been collecting all my life and things that I need, but I can't even use here or enjoy because I can't take a bath. I can't go in the bathtub that I showed you, the sewage comes down from upstairs. It's in the bathtub since I've been here. Would you stand in a bathtub full of sewage water and wash yourself? And if I wait weeks until it dries, the water doesn't go down the drain correctly. So after 5 minutes of showering, I'm standing in water, which has sewage in it from dried up and now it's wet again, from the last time the ceiling fell or leaked. This is not my fault. I have a lot of things here. My mother died. I have my mother's things in here. I haven't been able to go through them because I'm spending all my time dealing with all these agencies and all these problems that don't solve a problem for me. Every time I get one settled, I got two new ones to settle. I can't go anywhere because I'm in a wheelchair, but I have to come to court. And I come to court, we went through the whole case in the court, and I had to go to the welfare and get them to pay the $800 for 4 months' rent. But now I don't have any money this month to pay rent. I have only $689. I can't wash my clothes. I had these bins, these big plastic bins. I bought them because when I was not in the wheelchair, crippled, but not in the wheelchair, I had them in the tub, and I would fill it with water from the spout, and I would hand wash my clothes because I can't afford to take them to a laundromat. I can't physically do it because I'm in a wheelchair. But there is the whole thing. Now, this fellow who comes in and does this work, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's not a professional. He's an amateur. And he has someone come with him. That person doesn't know what they're doing. I showed you my sink. When they came in to do that painting and plastering, they didn't put a drop cloth over my sink and over my dishes. They didn't tell me, oh, we're coming on such a day, have everything ready. So if they did, I couldn't get it ready because I'm in a wheelchair. I'm supposed to have an aid. 8 weeks ago, I was supposed to get an aid. There's no aid here. So now my clothes are here, and I can't wash them. I can't get them washed. And so I come to the court stinking because I have to wear dirty clothes, but I don't like to wear dirty clothes. This toilet, for 3 years it worked good, flushed okay. Then something happened in here, and they changed something, and then it didn't flush. And there was water coming through the walls. And she had another super then, and he was an idiot. And he started telling me something wrong with the toilet because there was water running in the wall. She had water running for a year and a half, and I could hear it running all day long and all night long. And she's incompetent, so she would tell me, and that stupid super she had for a while, who's gone now, he would tell me a stupid answer that isn't true. I know. It was water running. She must have gotten a $4,000 or $10,000 or $50,000 water bill. And she didn't care. I told her about it. And for a year later, it was still running every day. Now, that's not good. We have a water shortage in Yonkers. Is she a responsible landowner or a landlord that she lets water run out through the system and fill the sewage plant up with water? And people don't have water to take baths with in Yonkers because there's a water shortage. That's what they say. The reservoir is low. So this is not responsible management. And so finally, the first super who used to be here, he quit because she was asking him to do too much work. And he was a good super. He knew what he was doing. But he happened to come by, and I talked to him, and I said, hey, I'll give you $50 if you will go and find out where this leak is from and go fix what's causing it. I only had $10. I said, here's $10. If you do it and it's done, I'll give you 40 more. Why was I doing that? Because I'm an Eagle Scout and I'm a Christian. And I don't think that water should be running like that for a year. I don't think that's wise management, that she paid all that money for water and she's worried about $200 for me while she doesn't care about $10,000 in water bills. That's not right, and that's why I'm in court, and that's why I'm going to sue her for each of these issues separately and keep her coming to court, and I'm going to do to her what she does to the people in this building. And so I hope you understand that I'm not trying to be a problem here. I'm trying to say that this is not my fault. It's her fault. I have to go out last week and buy 50 shirts because I don't have any way to wash these shirts. It's an absolute nightmare, not just for me, but for every single person who she's ever brung to court from this building and sued. And when I was in the court over the money, I told the lawyer, I want you to bring all these issues up. He said, no, 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 no. Now, I don't understand why that is, but it's in the complaint written. I don't understand what's going on, but I'll tell you something. This is going to stop. That's enough nonsense. I ask you humbly to please help us get this straight. Something screwy going on here. The building department was here a year or two ago, and I told them she'd been trying to find a way to evict me. Within the last few weeks, one of the cabinets fell off of the wall upstairs in one of the apartments on a lady's leg. I'm not stupid, and I was trying to prevent that from happening. Now, what are you going to do? Close the building and throw us all out on the street? And the government's going to pay to tear the building down or rebuild a new building? And the landladies are going to keep getting more monies and more monies while the people who are paying the bills, all my bills get paid for by working people paying taxes. And I don't want a lot of help. I want as little help as possible. But I got to be able to live on it. If I can't live on it, then this doesn't make any sense to me. But maybe it makes sense to you. Every year for 5 years, they fix the ceiling, and then within a month or two, it starts to leak. Sewage comes down into my bathtub. Now, if there's sewage in my bathtub, is that my fault that the apartment stinks? Or is it the landlady's fault? If I can't wash my clothes because Section 8 doesn't have rules designed to help me enjoy living in the apartment, but rules made up for some ethereal idea what an apartment is supposed to be like for rich people to live in it, but not taking into consideration any of the problems a poor person has. Like, I've got to buy things when they're cheap. When things are cheap, I buy them to last me for a year. Instead of every day going, because I can't go every day. Nobody is looking at this issue from my point of view. Nobody's doing anything to make it right. Everybody's just getting paid to keep the system running wrong. And I'm trying to show you that. I hope I succeed. If not, then it's too bad for me. I didn't spend my life looking to get the government to pay for me. I was poor, and I worked, and I survived the best I could. Now I'm sick, and I have fallen through the cracks, the safety net cracks, every time in every case, for every issue. This has been going on. So I'm asking Jesus or God, why is this happening? And it's very clear to me. I'm here to help you and others who want to be responsible to straighten up this mess so that Yonkers can be an affordable and decent place to live for the poor and for the rich, instead of being what it is, which is, how many buildings like this are there in Yonkers that 50, 60, 80 landladies are getting rich off of oppressing the poor, either because they're incompetent or because they don't know any better. There are people in this building using drugs. There are people in this building selling drugs, or I've been told, I don't know. The front door has never been secure. The lease says the front door is going to be secure. It never has been. I don't know what they do to try and secure it, but it needs a night watchman. This building needs a night watchman. And so I would have, if God would have let me, taken a desk and sat out in the hall all night long with the door locked, and not let anyone in unless I knew who they were. But now I can't do it because I can't see. But there's other ways to solve this problem than just continuing nightmares and stupid solutions that allow the landlady and her son, who's a lawyer, and her daughter, who's a lawyer or accountant or whatever, to scam the system and let poor people and black people suffer because I don't understand why. Let's straighten this out. And I intend to sue the landlady separately for each of these issues that I can sue her for in separate law cases. This one issue, you tell me which one to start with because I'm not a lawyer, or I'll pick one. And I'm suing her for $15,000 for that particular issue. I'm only including the other ones as reference to show that it isn't that there's something really screwy going on here. And then I'm going to sue her for each of those other issues separately. I'm going to sue her for issues that aren't even written down because I don't have a computer. I don't have a word processor. To go produce a document is impossible. I did it for you because I didn't want to try and give you a handwritten one. You see the addendum I'm giving you. It is hard to read. I understand that. I'm a compassionate person. I'm an Eagle Scout. I'm a leader. I'm a helper, or at least I think I am. And this landlady needs help. This building needs help. You're being paid to sit here. I'm not paid to be here. I'm not getting paid for any of this. But you people are creating a situation where I can't do this. And then I have to go, and now, how am I going to pay? I have no money to pay the rent this month, and I won't have it for next month. Unless I live the way everyone else lives and just spend my money while I got it until I run out. I don't do that. I plan ahead. I try to. I juggle. I look for the least expensive things and buy enough to last me a long time. I try to figure out what's going to happen in the future so I don't get stuck. But she's driving me and forcing me to end up being stuck. And then I have to go to court. You know, it costs me $5.75 every time I have to go to court to pay the accessoride, because I can't come up that hill in a wheelchair that's in front of the courthouse. So all of you people aren't real smart. Or maybe you're smart, and then you'll understand that this isn't my fault. I'm trying to help. But you people you all need to fix it. Or what's going to happen? Thank you. I testify that what I'm saying here is true to the best of my knowledge. I'm under perjury, the penalty of perjury. But I'm not lying. I'm not trying to deceive anyone. I'm telling you what I see and hear. I don't know if I see it all correctly or not. I can tell you there's people in this building who are breaking the law, and they're being allowed to do it, and nobody's enforcing the law in Yonkers. So that's another problem, but not for this time. Thank you.